All right. Hello again. Greg Prete with EXP, and we are in Cabo San Lucas for Cabo 25. This is by far one of the most exciting events that EXP offers anywhere, and EXP is growing, as you know. There's going to be an event in Spain soon. There's Maui, there's Miami, there's all places all around the country. Hey, with me, I've got Skip Tolley with EXP in Baltimore, Maryland, and he's graciously agreed to sit down with me and just share a little bit about his story. So, Skip, thank you for being with me. Huh? It's so good to meet you.
Really good meeting you.
So, tell me what you want, kind of, just sort of break it down concisely about your story, and tell me a little bit about that more. Share it with my team.
Yeah. I got into real estate late in my life.
Okay.
Did a bunch of other stuff before that, and just an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I like the independence of real estate.
Yeah.
I could do it and do whatever I wanted. Work my time, weekends off or not, whatever I wanted to do. Switched. So when I got out of my other businesses, I was like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
So, I'm like, well, I'm going to do real estate. I was buying some real estate. So I was really kind of not ready to actually practice real estate. I was just going to get my license and use it to buy investment property.
How many years ago about this?
Well, it's 20. My clients of 20, maybe 30 years ago.
Okay, great.
But I was licensed coming up on 26 years ago.
All right.
And in May I'll be 65. So anyhow, I got my license.
Yeah.
As soon as I got my license, my friend that was buying my houses for me.
Yeah.
He said, Skip, we ought to buy a Remax.
Okay.
And I said, all right, let's do it. So we bought a Remax franchise. And
is it Baltimore?
In Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah. Remax by the Bay.
Right on.
And
I love that.
That was an adventure.
Yeah.
And that whole experience was fun. But a couple years in, I knew it wasn't going to take me where I wanted to go.
Okay.
And back then, I don't know if they changed it or not, but it used to be red over white over blue.
Yeah.
With Skip Tolley. Well, on my marketing, I do waterfront property.
Yeah.
So on my marketing was Captain Waterfront.
Oh.
So there's a disconnect in marketing. So I had to get my logo on my signs.
Yeah.
So I sold out my half to my partner's uncle and cousin. Stayed on board to be loyal. It wouldn't been a bad look.
Yeah.
And they're still friends of mine.
Sure.
And then the market tanked, and we merged with another Remax.
Yeah.
Everybody was struggling, and I went and I talked to a buddy of mine, and I asked him if he'd be broker of record for Captain Waterfront. And he'd known me for a couple of years, and he said, yeah, I would. And he put his hand up. He said, I wouldn't do that for anybody but you, Skip. And I said, I appreciate the love. And he said, why you want to do that?
Yeah.
And I said, I got to get my logo on my signs. And his name of his company was Real Estate Professionals, which is a cool name.
Fantastic name.
Everybody wants to be a real estate professional.
Sure.
So my logo went on my signs.
Yeah.
So when I had a listing, I would plant my sign on a waterfront property on a road, and everybody that lived there would get my impression at least twice a day.
Sure.
So it worked out really well. And so I stayed there, and I had people recruiting me, calling me up and everything. I was like, just like a real nerd, like closed-minded. Nope, I'm good. I'm good. And years go by. I'm good. I got the best deal going if you're looking at just transactional income.
Okay.
And I was on Facebook, and I saw an hour-old live with Shelley Johnson and Lee Tessier. Then I followed Lee, really smart guy. I followed Lee from when he got into real estate. It was Remax, Keller, to private, big team, really, really good guy. And I'm watching this live. He went to EXP. I'm thinking my boy lost his mind. And so I knew it was an hour old, so it was done.
Yeah.
So I texted him. I said, hey, congratulations on the move. WTF? And I sent it to him like that. And he laughed. He got back to me. He said, I'll call you in 5, Skip. So he called me, told me his journey he went through and all this stuff. And I was like, I listened to live.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, blew my mind. Well, he's smarter than me. So when he said, would you watch a video? He sends me a video. I'm watching it. I got halfway. It was Brent's Model Explainer.
Yeah.
I hit pause halfway through, and I texted him. I said, "Send me over whatever it is to join." I didn't get to the juicy part. I didn't get to the rev. I didn't get to the rev share part.
Did you even get to the stock
I
part?
didn't get the other rev share. I didn't get there yet. You know. And then after I told him, I said, I see, I can feel this. You know, so I'm joining. And so I do that, and he goes, "Man, you're weird. You know, nobody ever does that." I'm like, "Well, you've already done the hard work."
Yeah.
He said he traveled.
And you trust him?
Well, he traveled the country.
Oh,
He met
okay,
with
yeah.
Glenn. He met with all the players.
Okay.
Had dinner with them and would vet them. And he made a decision. And it's just me.
Yeah.
By design, it was just me. I don't have a team. It's just me.
Okay.
And guess what? If I hop over there, it's no good. I can hop back.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
And but it just, and I went nuts. I was EXPing on everybody.
Yeah, which is not a good thing.
That's a bad thing.
That's
a bad thing. Don't do that. But I was so excited. My energy was just blown up. I was like, I'm going to hammer lock
You were
people
excited
and just sign on the line, you know?
because you want to help them.
I want to
It
help.
was your love for people. You want to help them grow. You want to help them achieve their goals. And very few people have an exit strategy, right?
Right.
Very few people have an exit strategy.
Yeah.
And we haven't even gotten to how the technology and the support helps you better serve your client.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. So I mean that's really, you know, in my opinion, I think everyone I know, it is equally important. You know. And so anyway, so please keep going.
No. It just I
so
switched over.
Right up.
Switched over and joined, and actually it was.
Yeah. And how many years ago was this?
2021, I guess.
Okay, great.
And I was in a really bad health situation.
Oh.
And I kid everybody, like most of the time, somebody would have an opportunity like that and go like, "Well, all right, cool. I want to see if I live, and then I might make a shot," you know?
Yeah.
And I couldn't stand it. I had to go. I was like, "I'm in. I cannot wait a second."
Wow.
And I want to get in there now. The crazy part was probably 3 years before that, I was down on my buddy's yacht in Jupiter, Florida.
Yeah.
Admiral's Cove, and we were working. And we're in an engine room or something. He said, "Skip, can you run get?" So I go to the engine room to get tools, and I passed. His wife was sitting reading a book or something in the salon.
Yeah.
And I rolled past her. She goes, "Skipper." She said, "Have you ever heard of EXP?"
Yeah.
I'm on vacation mode, man. We're playing. And I was like, I stopped me and freeze. You know, I'm like, and I was like, I think I may have seen it advertised. I had no clue.
Yeah.
No clue. And that's how smart I am. 3 years later, right? 3 years later,
we all
and I was like, it'd have been a different world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but no, she was playing with the stock.
Yeah.
She made, and she used to have a license that we're investors and all that kind of stuff years ago, but she's no longer licensed.
I see.
And she had made she was like, "I just made 75,000 on just playing the stock."
Yeah.
And so I was, again, it went in one ear and out the other. Wasn't paying attention. And anyhow, it came to me through Lee and Shelley.
Fantastic.
On the live.
Well, so you've been with the company about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay to talk to you a little bit about units and just sort of?
No, I don't do a lot of business.
That's okay.
I do.
Well, you're
I
really
do waterfront.
So
it's a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Again, in my area, I mean, my highest sale was $2 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's it is in a 5, 7, 10, 20, 100 million.
I can appreciate
you know what
that. I totally appreciate that.
But putting my energy now, what I'm doing is really getting into the recruiting side. Yeah.
Excellent.
I've sloughed off and made, excuses and everything else, and it's time for me to man up and start helping people.
Yeah. I think what I'm enjoying most is doing a general comparison of, hey, this is your production where you were. This is what your production might have been had you come to EXP, and just have a general conversation, compliant conversation,
right.
with people, and help them better understand the opportunity. But I also I know I sound like a broken record here, but I am all about making sure the client has a superb experience. And I had a conversation with Rob Fleck earlier today, and I was just so excited to talk to him about my brother's experience. My brother Rick, and he said, "Man, I've been a top dog in my office in Coldwell, and for almost 3 decades. Okay, and he's sick and tired of having to, if he needed some help took him like a while to get an answer for either from his manager or from corporate. And whereas he can get into EXP World 24/7.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And, you know, in the lending side, you know, we call that file momentum. You know, our current president talks about the big mo, you know, big momentum. And I'm telling you, having that kind of access to technology 24/7, 700 people 24/7 available will make deals go faster.
5 minutes.
Yeah, and think about how an offer can get more quickly accepted, right? You know, just having that kind of support behind you.
Last agent that just joined me,
Yeah.
she's a techie. She's very, very sharp.
Yeah.
And she's helping me with that. And when she switched, she had a deal. It was a really unique situation. She had to close like that next day.
Yep.
And so she went to switch, and she was blown away. I won't say what she said. She was going like, "Oh my god!" You know, but she closed that deal in 24 hours and got paid like the next day.
Yep.
And she's a techie. She knows what's going on. She's been with other brokers.
Have you ever used the Pay Me Now button
on the
at EXP?
on the rev share?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I haven't.
Yeah.
But I do the 5%.
Awesome.
5%.
I'm so happy to hear you're doing that.
So smart. You don't miss it, and it just goes away. It just goes away.
Smart.
And,
Very
And
smart.
let that. So there's another income stream.
Good.
Another investment and all that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
you know, I've had people kind of kid with me. Well, you know, EXP as of you know, yesterday's close, market close, was only at $10 a share. And I said, oh, well, you know, shares go up and down, but I'm not trying to be a smart ass, pardon me, or snarky, but how's your share doing at your company?
Right.
Oh, well, I don't have any stock.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. If you ever want to talk more about that, you know, let's talk.
I have some things to share when we shut that off.
Yeah.
I got my own thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I think we're done. But listen, I got to tell you, it was so dang nice to meet you and Suzette today. And I just really appreciate you being so gracious and generous with your time.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
all right, man.
Enjoyed it.
I will talk to you
Thanks a lot,
more.
All right, man.
Have a great day. All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Right on.